Chapter 3: The Prototype and the Pushback. Thursday, 12:10 p.m. The mood at the lunch table was tense. Richard poked at his salad, the very picture of entrepreneurial frustration. Across from him, Rohit was methodically eating, his expression thoughtful, as if observing a complex system at work. I spent the morning in a simulation with a chef who threatened to throw our prototype into a deep fryer, Richard announced to the table. He called Nova's kitchen assistant a robot boss that doesn't understand the soul of cooking. My team is supposed to be shipping a beta in 9 days. Sarah, who had just sat down, gave a humorless laugh. Let me guess. Nova generated a technically perfect workflow that would be brilliant if kitchens were staffed by emotionless cyborgs who never spill things. It was flawless, Richard conceded, throwing his hands up. It optimized for ticket time, station cleanliness, everything. But the chefs hated it. They said it made them feel like factory workers. This is the problem with prototyping now. Nova gives us this perfect, sterile blueprint, and we're the ones who have to go to the real world and get punched in the face for it. Rohit finished his bite before speaking. It reminds me of the early days of GPS. The first versions would tell you to drive into a lake if it was the most direct route. They were technically correct, but they lacked common sense. The AI gives us the optimal path, but it's our job to look out the window and see the lake. But management doesn't see a lake, Rohit, Sarah countered, her voice sharp. They see a report from Nova showing a 40% reduction in theoretical prep time and a 9-day deadline. They don't want to hear that a chef's soul is a blocking dependency. Our job has become managing the emotional fallout of a hyper-rational system. Hung, ever the logician, looked up from his food. The chef's feedback is not an emotional outlier. It is a critical data point that the simulation lacked. The initial prototype was not perfect. It was simply incomplete. Therefore, the system is not the problem. The incompleteness of our initial prompt was. So we're supposed to prompt it with, "Design a system that respects the soul of cooking?" Richard asked, exasperated. How do you quantify soul as a design parameter, Hung? You don't, Rohit said, leaning forward. This is the new art form of the job. It's a dialogue. We ask the AI for a solution, it gives us a technically pure answer, and then we, the humans, provide the messy, unpredictable, real-world context. We don't build from scratch anymore. We sculpt. We take the block of marble Nova gives us, and we find the statue inside. That sounds lovely in a philosophy book, Rohit, but back in reality, my team had to work until midnight redesigning the entire chef interaction model, Richard shot back. We had to invert the whole relationship, make the system an assistant, not a commander. The breakthrough was realizing the AI should be a sous-chef, not the head chef. And that insight, Rohit said calmly, is what we get paid for. Nova can't have that realization. It can optimize a system based on fixed rules, but it can't understand the need for a chef to feel in control. It can't grasp pride or intuition. The AI gave you the what, but the angry chef gave you the why, and you provided the how. That's not failure, that's the process. Sarah laughed, shaking her head in disbelief. So our new core competency is translating machine logic for angry chefs? I can see my next performance review now. Excels at de-escalating human-robot conflict. It's incredible, though, isn't it? Rohit said, a genuine sense of wonder in his voice. The AI forced us to define the soul of cooking. It pushed us past optimizing metrics and into defining the human experience. It's not just a tool, it's a partner that makes us better, more thoughtful builders. Richard grinned, his earlier frustration gone, replaced by a spark of his usual entrepreneurial spirit. You're right. It's amazing. And I think I found my new side hustle, AI therapist for the culinary arts. First session is free, but after that, my rates for interpreting robot bosses are steep. The group chuckled, the tension from the morning finally breaking. They were on the edge of a new frontier, and while it was challenging, it was also exhilarating. The future wasn't just about building with AI, it was about learning from it, laughing at its absurdities, and discovering the irreplaceable value of their own humanity in the process.